Shadows in the North, understanding Nigeria's layers of conflict. There's a lot happening in northern Nigeria right now. Kidnappings, killings, and attacks that seem to have no clear pattern. Some call it banditry, others terrorism. But many people feel it's something much deeper, even organized.
You're right. What we're seeing isn't one kind of crime. It's a mix of several layers. In fact, I like to think of it as four overlapping groups that often get mistaken for each other.
Okay, let's break that down. What's the first group?
The first are religious fundamentalists, people who believe in enforcing Islam in its strictest form. This ideology is what birthed Boko Haram years ago. They're like the Taliban in Afghanistan. They see themselves as purists. Ironically, if their ideology ruled completely, most northern politicians wouldn't even survive it.
So, even political leaders up north wouldn't be safe under them.
Exactly. These extremists have no loyalty to political systems. Their loyalty is to doctrine, not democracy.
That's one layer. What about the second?
The second are bandits. These ones are not driven by religion. They're driven by greed. They kidnap, blackmail, and kill for ransom. A lot of them were initially armed by politicians during election seasons. But now, they've turned into full-blown independent criminals, beyond anyone's control.
So the weapons meant for political protection have turned against the people.
Exactly. They operate locally, and ironically, many of their victims are fellow Muslims. Because they attack whoever lives nearby, they don't discriminate.
That's the scary part. The violence has no boundaries.
Then comes the third group, and this is where it gets really dark. These are the land grabbers. Their goal isn't just robbery, it's replacement. They want to push out indigenous communities, seize their land, and resettle nomadic populations, sometimes even from outside Nigeria.
That sounds more like a long-term strategy than random violence.
It is, and that's where the word genocide starts to come in. Because if you systematically eliminate a community to take their land, that's not banditry, that's extermination.
And the fourth group?
Closely related, these are resource-driven grabbers. Their focus isn't just land, but the minerals beneath it, gold, lithium, and other valuable resources. They displace locals to get free access to these deposits. Religion doesn't matter here, only profit.
So these four groups, fundamentalists, bandits, settlers, and miners, sometimes overlap?
Exactly. Some people move from one group to another. For example, a former Boko Haram fighter might become a bandit. They share weapons, informants, and even logistics.
That's why the crisis feels so confusing. It's not just one enemy.
Right. It's a network of interests, ideology, politics, money, and power, all feeding off chaos.
But you said something earlier about genocide. Do you really believe what's happening in some areas fits that description?
Sadly, yes. When you target a specific group, say Christians or a particular tribe, wipe them out and seize their land, that's genocide. When Boko Haram executed Christians point-blank in videos, the world called it persecution. But when entire communities are wiped out today, we're seeing the same intent, on a larger scale.
That's hard to hear.
It is. And the most painful part is the silence, the gaslighting. Some people try to blend all these crimes together and pretend it's just random insecurity. But it's not. Some of these attacks have clear patterns and motives.
So, where do we go from here?
It starts with truth. Nigerians must first call things by their real names. And then, Christians, Muslims, and all well-meaning citizens must look beyond politics and religion to see what's really at stake: survival, coexistence, and justice.
And maybe, like you said, use whatever foreign attention or pressure comes as a chance to push for real reform.
Exactly. You don't have to trust every foreign motive, but you can use every window of opportunity wisely.
This conversation is heavy but necessary. Sometimes peace begins with understanding.
And courage. The courage to say, this is not normal and it must not continue.